What happened to hypnosis? It remained a mental phenomenon, just like Freud. Freud talked about the unconscious, the subconscious, so hypnosis became known as the technique that we can use to bypass the critical faculty, thus connecting the conscious mind to the unconscious mind. So everything that I don't know about myself, because it's in my unconscious, I can have access to in the hypnotic state, if only I can connect the two. So conscious, unconscious, subconscious, all of this terminology is pre-20th century, mind-based terminology. And that's where hypnosis stayed until the 1960s and 70s, when the Hilgards began to do some experiments with people in freezing water. Nowadays it's common to do the ice baths and all this. Hilgard was doing this in the 60s. So if you take a person and you dunk them in freezing water, they go into sympathetic activation. And you can easily measure this even in the 60s because blood pressure and heart rate go up immediately. That's the body trying to fight that cold, the freezing cold. So what did he do? He was measuring blood pressure, heart rate, and he would put people's arms in freezing water, and the sympathetic activation was demonstrated by these two biological markers. Okay, so then he started hypnotizing people and telling them the water is comfortable. He would put the arm in the bucket and people would not go into sympathetic activation. Now, anybody can pretend, anybody can be stoic, anybody can be strong and say, I'm okay with this, but the body doesn't lie. The body picks up, and heart rate and blood pressure do go up, even because people measure these things. Even when you think you can tolerate it, and many people can tolerate it, but the body is still responding. While under hypnosis, the body was not responding. So they demonstrated this in the 60s and 70s through a number of studies, thus showing that there's something quite organic about the phenomenon of hypnosis. But that stayed in the literature until 1997, the year Isis was born, her sister. The Spiegel group, the guys from Stanford University in California, they published a paper in Science. Now, if you are into this idea of scientific papers and all, the two most prestigious journals in the world are Science and Nature. So to get a paper published in Science, it is extraordinarily difficult. A ton of people check your results to make sure that it's true before they publish it in Science. Well, this paper was published in 1997 in Science, in the Science Journal. And what they did, and I thought it was a cute thing that Spiegel did, rather than using cold water in his experiments, he used hot water.